And a live look outside, the sun is starting to warm things up, but it won't last long. Coming up, meteorologist Amy Aronson will time out tomorrow's wintry weather mix. And city police say they've arrested 3 teenagers following an armed carjacking. Just how young the suspects are. And changes coming to the Baltimore Juvenile Justice Center. What it means for cases moving forward. Fox 45 News Midday starts right now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Good day to you here. Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Taylor Stewart, and we are tracking the next weather maker. We could see the first snow of the new year this weekend. For a closer look, let's go ahead and get straight over to meteorologist Amy Aronson. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too, Taylor. And this could be your first real winter weather here in Baltimore. We are bracing for it this weekend. We've now got a winter storm warning out for areas north and west. That's the area in pink. This is for tomorrow. That's where the highest impacts are expected from some snowfall. Now, the purple's a winter weather advisory. That includes northern Baltimore County, including parts of Harford County too. That means some slick spots are expected there, especially as the system moves in, so at the onset of it. So here's what we're planning for tomorrow. Snow showers to begin in the morning. Travel impacts from that. Plan on some slick roadways, especially the ones that aren't treated. Then a rain-snow mix by midday. That's going to take us through the afternoon. That's going to create some messy travel conditions. And then eventually, by tomorrow evening, changing over to heavy rain. So that's also going to bring some travel troubles, especially if you're headed back home after the Ravens game tomorrow night. Now, coming up in just a couple of minutes, I'll take you through the storm timeline hour by hour and also let you know exactly how much snow we're expecting everywhere. Taylor?
Sounds good. Well, before we even get there, now's the time to prepare for the winter weather before it arrives. The National Weather Service recommends updating your winter storm survival kit to include cell phone, charger, also necessary, a flashlight, batteries, a first aid kit, and some non-perishable food items. They also say to include some extra clothing to keep dry, along with blankets or a sleeping bag. Watch all this weekend as the next weather maker moves through our region. Our Weather Authority team is working around the clock tracking this system, and we'll make sure you're prepared. This just in, police have arrested 3 teenagers in connection to an armed carjacking in northwest Baltimore. This happened Thursday morning on Park Heights Avenue. An 18-year-old and a 19-year-old were arrested and taken to central booking. A 17-year-old was taken to the Juvenile Justice Center. Serious harassment allegations are levied against a Baltimore police commander. In a story you're seeing first on Fox, Olivia Dance shares why the alleged victim went into hiding.
Well, the alleged victim wants to remain anonymous, so we'll just refer to her as Jane. But she says she's received threats from a recently promoted Baltimore police commander, and now she's scared for her life.
They stem from a relationship that I was once involved in that I'm no longer involved in. I'm afraid for my life. I'm afraid of him. I'm afraid of her. I'm afraid of the police in the city at this point.
According to Jane, the threats were sent to her phone via text message, saying things like, "I could make you disappear." Another text reads in part, quote, "If you keep trying to establish a relationship with your children, I'll make sure you're locked up forever. I'm powerful, established, unlike you," end quote. When asked, Jane was not able to confirm the text messages were sent by the commander, and Fox 45 News was also not able to verify the phone number belonged to the police major. But Jane says that she took her concerns and fears directly to the Baltimore Police Department. And in a statement to Fox 45 News, Baltimore Police said, quote, "The Baltimore Police Department is aware of a pending criminal case involving an allegation made in reference to a member of our command staff. A complaint was previously filed with the Public Integrity Bureau, and an investigation is being conducted. An allegation may or may not preclude a member from a promotion. At this time, the member is on pre-approved leave," end quote. Now, according to Jane, she received a message saying, quote, "Post all you want about the situation. I can make your complaint disappear," end quote. And also, according to court documents, no charges have been filed against the commander. For now, reporting in Baltimore, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News, Midday.
All right, thanks, Olivia. Happening today, President Joe Biden is kicking off his 2024 campaign. He's set to deliver a speech near Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. Meantime, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is en route back to the Middle East as the war between Israel and Hamas continues. Blinken's latest visit to the region is going to take him to Israel, Egypt, the West Bank, Turkey, and other areas. This is his 4th trip in 3 months since the war in Gaza began in October. The United States is sending humanitarian aid to Japan after the country was hit with a series of earthquakes. The U.S. ambassador to Japan says the $100,000 aid package is on its way. It includes blankets, water, and medical supplies. At least 94 people in Japan have died since Monday's initial 7.6 magnitude quake. There have been dozens of aftershocks since then. Former Paralympic sprinter Oscar Pistorius is out of prison early. Nearly after 9 years, authorities say the 37-year-old was released on parole today. The former athlete will be under strict parole conditions until his sentence officially ends in 2029. Pistorius has said he killed his girlfriend, Reva Steenkamp, in 2013 by mistake, thinking she was an intruder. All right, here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number one, federal partners are ramping up their efforts to curb crime in Baltimore City. U.S. Attorney for Maryland Eric Barron and Baltimore City State Attorney Ivan Bates say they'll use any means necessary to build on the city's violent crime reduction plan. Trending number two here, there's a new acting intake director at the Baltimore City Juvenile Justice Center. That is the person in charge of making decisions about some of the cases moving forward or if a suspect is released. The change comes after several city leaders sent a letter to Vincent Schiraldi and BPD Commissioner Richard Worley. The letter outlines frustrations following an assault at the corner of Lombard and Patterson Park Avenue. Trending number three here, Baltimore plans to reduce the number of lanes on Falls Road to make way for bike lanes. City planners are calling for the area between Cold Spring Lane and Northern Parkway to lose a lane of vehicular traffic in order to accommodate new bike lanes. Work on those roads is expected to begin sometime in the next 2 years. Trending number four, if you are going to tomorrow's Ravens game, it's going to be a wet and rainy, maybe snowy one. The Ravens are set to take on the Steelers tomorrow at 4:30. The Ravens are already in the playoffs. They could stop the Steelers from making it tomorrow. We'll keep our eyes on that. Trending number five here, as the holiday season winds down, you may be thinking about what to do with your Christmas tree. Well, Harford County is announcing its tree drop-off sites for this year. You have until January 26th to drop off your Christmas tree. The details on each site are available on our website, foxbaltimore.com. If you live in Baltimore County, though, crews will be going through neighborhoods to collect your tree starting on Monday. Important to note here, Tree Collection Day does not necessarily line up with Recycling Day, so be sure to leave your tree out there a week or two period. You've got that Fox 45 News app. You'll know all about it just in time. Still ahead, if you're getting married, it's only natural to want to make that wedding day all about you. But how far is too far? Coming up, the request one bride's making of her groom's best man, and it has the internet divided. And fighting in the middle of the aisle, the wild scene playing out in stores nationwide over, get this, a water bottle. And concerns of a conflict, why one House Democrat, some rather, want Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas to recuse himself from an upcoming case.
And we are under weather alert tomorrow for the Ravens game. I'll explain when we'll see rain, when we'll see snow, and how much snow we're expecting in just a couple of minutes on Fox 45 News Midday at 11.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
Trump's attempts to overturn the 2020 election results. Let's see what folks are saying here. We've got Bob saying, so is Kagan and Jackson going to recuse themselves? They were both in the Obama administration while Biden was VP. Another person noting some bias here. Also from Brad, he should recuse himself. His impartiality is facing real challenges, and his wife was a key player in helping Trump interfere with the peaceful transfer of power. We'll have to see how this all plays out. But the FDA is looking at reports of unusual side effects in people who take certain diabetes and weight loss drugs. We're talking about Ozempic, Marijuana, Wegovy, and Zepbound. Now, agency leaders are considering regulatory action after reports of hair loss, suicidal thoughts, and accidentally breathing in foods or liquids. All right, now one person says, who could have seen this coming? Another person saying it's almost like you shouldn't use medication as a shortcut for losing weight. No judgment, folks. Anywho, mayhem at Target with scenes reminiscent of Black Friday. It's all over Target's new Valentine's Day Stanley collection. The Galentine's Day collection is already sold out. Several TikTok videos show people rushing over to grab one. Get this, it's a $45 cup. They've already been spotted on resale sites like eBay, going upwards of $200. I've got to know what the kill is with this cup. But one person says, listen, I love my Stanley cup, but collecting $50 cups are specifically designed to be reusable is wild. It is wild. Will it be found at a thrift store in 2025? That is really the question, I guess. Still ahead, depending on which phone carrier you have, you could be entitled to part of a $100 million settlement. Coming up, how much you could get. And a dry January may be more beneficial to your health than you think. Coming up, we'll tell you about the benefits months after, even if you go back to drinking. All right, we're back with a live look outside, and this is the calm before the storm. We are expecting to see our first snow of the new year this weekend. Meteorologist Amy Aronson will share how much we could get before things transition into a little bit of rain. Making headlines this morning, new developments surrounding the high-profile murder trial of disgraced South Carolina attorney Alec Murdaugh. New court documents show a different clerk's office will handle all future requests for a new trial. It comes after the former attorney accused a local county clerk of jury tampering in his murder trial. Now, Murdaugh's serving 2 life sentences for the 2021 deaths of his son and his wife. Lululemon is distancing itself from its founder, Chip Wilson, over some recent comments he made on the company's diversity and inclusion efforts. This happened during a recent interview with Forbes. Wilson said they're trying to become like the Gap, everything to everybody. He also described the faces in the company's ads as, quote, unhealthy, sickly, and not inspirational. Okay, consumer alert here. If you're a Verizon customer, you could be entitled to part of a $100 million lawsuit settlement. Verizon's paying up to settle those claims that it's charged customers undisclosed administrative fees in, quote, deceptive and unfair manner. Verizon's customers have until spring to file a claim. Each eligible customer can receive up to $100. Microsoft is adding an AI button to its keyboards moving forward. The company says starting this month, some new PCs that run Microsoft's operating Windows system will get a special Copilot key. The button will launch Microsoft's AI chatbot. Exciting. A health alert now. More hospitals are starting to require masks and limiting visitors as COVID-19, the flu, and other illnesses surge. The CDC says flu and COVID-19 infections have been increasing for weeks now. More than 30 states reported high levels of flu-like illnesses just before Christmas. Well, if you're taking part in dry January, you may see some health benefits even if you go back to drinking by the end of the month. A new study claims that those who took part in this trend reap benefits for at least 6 months afterwards. Coming up tonight at 4, Fox 45 News continues to follow the issues within the Department of Juvenile Services. We're pressing the department for more clarity. And just 5 days into the new year, juvenile crime continues to impact Baltimore residents, the latest incident sparking concern. Plus, the conflict in the Middle East continues to have national impacts, the local incidents leaving some folks on edge. You can get your Fox 45 News in a flash through your Amazon Alexa or your Echo device. We deliver your local headlines and your forecast in less than 2 minutes. If you have an Amazon device, go Alexa, enable Fox 45 Baltimore. All right, trending now. Sweethearts Candy, known for its famous conversation hearts at Valentine's Day, is releasing a new box of candies. The limited edition Situationship box is for those not in a traditional relationship. The new heart candies feature blurry misprints that the brand is calling messages as blurry as your relationship. Mark Clark of More Lifestyle here now. I mean, kind of on trend for the current dating scene for millennials, my generation.
Yeah, it is on trend. I thought it was for kids, though, wasn't it? I thought it was like kitty candies. You know what I mean?
No, I think everyone can enjoy a sweetheart.
But you know what I mean? Maybe with the first time I think we had them as kids, right?
That's very true. That's very true. I am childlike. I do enjoy that.
Well, if you're going to do that, you might as well. What was the thing that happened with Jade and Will? The
entanglement.
Entanglement needs to be added
Entanglement cookies and entanglement candies.
Entanglement box.
We'll throw that in with the situationship candies for Valentine's
Well, not
Day.
to be in your business, but are you getting one of those boxes?
Let's go ahead. We're tracking the weather. We're going to go back and get to our next weather maker. It could create a weekend snowstorm. For a closer look, let's head over to meteorologist Amy Aronson.
Yeah, let's change topics here. Talking about that winter weather, it's all calm right now. We're actually enjoying blue skies and sunshine. A little bit of a chill out there. We're in the mid-30s currently, low 40s. That's where we're headed today. I am tracking that snow getting started tomorrow morning with a rain-snow mix developing by midday. So it's not a pure snow event. It's going to be a messy day, ending with actually some steadier rain as we head through late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. Here's a look at where that system is right now. So it's still a distance away from us, off to our south and west. That's going to track our direction and push its way into our neck of the woods come tomorrow. So you have time to prepare. If you don't want to head out in the mess tomorrow, run your errands today. We are looking at a completely dry day ahead of us. Definitely a chilly one and a cold night too for any Friday night plans. We'll end up close to freezing this evening, and then overnight tonight, temperatures hovering near freezing to start off your Saturday. So with temperatures near freezing and moisture pushing in, we start off with the blue. That would be some snow showers around daybreak tomorrow. Doesn't stay that way. Now, if you're north and west, I think we hold on to the snow a little longer there, and that's where we'll see the highest accumulations. Baltimore and southward, I think we see that transition over to rain, soaking rain at times as we near kickoff for the Ravens game at 4:30 and head through the evening. It's going to be a mess at M&T Bank Stadium. If you're north and west, see that pink stuff? Yeah, that's some ice mixing in. So snow to ice to eventually all rain to wrap things up. So it looks like this system pulls out of here by 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow night, and after that we are drier for the second half of the weekend. Potentially a couple of lingering showers on Sunday, but I think all impacts from this system should be seen on Saturday. Here's the latest on how much snowfall we're expecting. If you're south and east of Baltimore, no snow for you, just rain. If you're in Baltimore City, I think up to an inch. If you're just north, about 1 to 2 inches. If you're north and west, highest amounts there, 1 to 3 before switching over to rain eventually tomorrow evening. And here's the timeline, kind of broken down for you hour by hour. Snow showers to start. A snow-rain mix takes us through the midday and the late afternoon hours, and then eventually it's all heavy rain to wrap things up. So looking at our 10-day forecast shows that weather alert because of the travel impacts expected tomorrow. Things should wrap up on Sunday with a couple of lingering showers. After that, another system coming in next week, another weather maker. This one comes with some mild air, so it will all be rain Tuesday into Wednesday. Taylor?
All right, remember, anytime severe weather hits, you can stay ahead of the storm with the Fox 45 Weather Authority app. All you have to do is search WBFF in your app store. Still ahead, if you're filling up your car before the weekend storm, you'll be paying a bit less. We'll look at the falling prices at the pump and how they compare to this time last year. And she is just 14, but she's reaching new heights. How she's training to be a pilot despite not even having a driver's license. All right, do not miss this. An Illinois teen is training to become a pilot, but get this, she doesn't even have her driver's license yet.
Legally, I can fly a plane, but I can't even drive a car.
14-year-old Ava Whitley says her dream of becoming a pilot all started thanks to a birthday gift from her grandfather. He took on a private plane ride with a flight instructor, and she says she was just hooked.
Pretty soon I get a phone call. She says, Grandpa, I want to be a pilot. And we're off.
It went from me not knowing any button to the plane to me now doing pre-flight, radios, taxi, and the flying, landings, takeoffs, and all that stuff.
Well, Ava says she plans to continue getting hours in the air to obtain her private pilot's license when she's 17. After graduating high school, she wants to attend flight school and become a commercial airline pilot. Start them young, love it. Well, speaking of flying, it was a busy holiday weekend at U.S. airports. The TSA says it screened more than 2.6 million passengers. This is the Friday before New Year's Eve. That number was 2.5 million on Saturday and 2.1 million by Sunday. And mind you, the lowest cancellation rate in 2023, ending the year at a 10-year low, according to the Transportation Department. DOT released data showing a 1.2% cancellation rate across more than 16 million flights. That's below the 10-year average of 1.7%. So doing all right. Gas prices also ending lower this week than last. AAA says the average cost of a gallon on Friday is about $3.09. That is down 3 cents from last Friday's average, which was also down 14 cents from a month ago. $3.09 is also 20 cents lower than the average cost was on January 5th of 2023. That's all we have for you here for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyles up next, and they've got stuff cooking. Mark Clark, tell us what you guys are working on.
Taylor, she's being called a bridezilla by some, while others understand her plight. Coming up, the demands one bride is making on her groom's best man and how it's dividing the internet. A bride is demanding a lot. Be More Lifestyle coming up next. Stick around.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
And what's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here, along with radio personality Shay Parker. Hi, Miss Parker from 92Q. And meteorologist Amy Aronson. She's back.
She's back.
Yes,
oh, my God. Why you ever bring the baby?
Let me tell you right now. It's the first week of January, and we could see our first snow of the season this weekend. If you got kids, now's the time to make sure they've got snowsuits and snow boots, especially if you're going to try and go out and outside. And it could be a nasty game at M&T Bank Stadium tomorrow. We want to know, are you a fan of the snow? Are we just excited that it's a game?
No, and we're mad at Amy. Amy, you just came back. You brought the snow. You brought the snow. You came back. It's a lot. I don't like this.
It is a lot, but it's not going to all be snow. It's also going to be rain, which I think is worse. I would rather have snow being at the game than like the pouring.
I don't like sliding around like that.
Our starters are going to be sitting down. Shay, what's your thoughts? Because again, Shay's going to be fly at the game.
Listen, I only like snow when I have something to do that I would rather cancel on. Other than that, I'm not a snow person.
Okay.
Mixed with the rain is going to get mushy and icy and slushy. I don't like it.
Lady T, I'm more curious. Now, what about you?
I don't do snow, okay? I don't travel in snow. I don't go nowhere in snow. I don't like the cold. I just don't, okay? With weather. I want to bring back summer, and that's what I'm an advocate for. I'm an advocate for summer. Summer, y'all beg for it. I did not. I was not on that team, Shay.
Right,
we were on the same page.
Everybody knows a wedding day is often one of the most special days of a person's life, so it's only natural that they make the day all about them. But how far is too far? One bride is demanding her fiance's best man cut his mullet hairstyle before the wedding. The best man is now asking, is she right or is she being a bridezilla? Let's start with you, Amy.
Yeah, that's the most recent bride we know.
I think that's a bridezilla move. I feel like, I mean, he's being in the wedding. You got to buy a suit. You got to be there. You got to do all these things. I think when you're taking it to that level, like cutting hair. Could you imagine if a girl?
Yes, hairstyles for the groom's guy. Let me be clear.
Wow.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear. Okay, we will not be having no mullets at a wedding. What are you doing? And I know that bride told him ahead of time. She told him ahead of time how his hair was supposed to look. So why would you get the mullet, knowing the wedding is coming up? No, it's personal. I know somebody who did this at a wedding. It's personal. You know somebody who did this at a wedding, and you're like,
people with mullets don't get a mullet. He had a mullet.
No, he said he got it. He just got it cut. In the article, it said he just got it cut.
His mullet cut into his hair?
He just got it cut into the mullet. So he knew better.
So I understand where the bride is coming from, right? Because it's a mullet, and who has a mullet in 2023?
Exactly.
No shade if you have a mullet.
No big shade. Let the shade remain. Go ahead, girl.
But I'm not a fan of telling people what they can do with their hair. You know, our hair
for your wedding.
For your wedding. Not for the wedding.
Okay.
Not for the wedding, because that's like telling somebody they got to cut off their locks.
Okay. Enough of
you know
us.
what? That's true. I see what you're saying.
We want you to tell, is the bride right or wrong? Is she being a bridezilla? Vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the lifestyle tab. You can also vote on the Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. They say trends change, and that's true about hair trends, too. One hairstylist is sharing the trend that's going out of style. It's New Year, so what should you avoid? Ultra-long extensions.
What?
Blonde face framing. Bold, chunky highlights.
Okay.
And ultra-platinum blonde color.
That was in this year.
So what's in? Healthy hair with body and texture. Oh, they only give you one?
They were like, just don't do those.
We got Shay's stylist over there. Yellow one. What's something hot this year?
Weaves. She's down with that long hair extension.
Protective style.
Long hair don't care.
Style.
Yeah, it looks good.
Amy, what's hot for you this year?
I don't know. I want them to tell me what to do. I'm getting my hair done Friday. I don't know.
Amy, I haven't seen you with a bob before. I don't know.
Sure?
Do you want to do a bob?
That makes me nervous.
Okay.
Not that
bobs are, look, I love a good bob.
Maybe a bob. Maybe
just a little. I think I'll just
like
do a nice clean cut, but
I
not
like the
too
length,
short.
Amy, if I'm honest.
Okay.
I like it.
I won't go too short then.
Yeah.
Anymore.
I love it.
Keep
But
it
your
longer.
face looks like you could do a Rihanna cut. Remember umbrella? Her umbrella Ella style.
I want to do the Aaliyah. Do the Aaliyah cover the high.
You want to do the cover the eye?
When you do the weather, you can
I
just
don't
see
think
one.
that's me. I don't
This
know.
looks great with a good side part.
I do. It's something about a side part.
I stick to my
Well, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Amy's going to be
I
back.
do
We got
love
a
that.
crazy show today. Shay, thank you so much. As always,
course.
top-rated show on the radio. And then Lady T, still ahead, staying healthy this winter. Now's the time. A lot of illnesses are going around. How you can protect your family from getting sick. And keeping the air in your home clean and fresh, a new tool to help you freshen up your living space. Because, there's some funky smells now. Stick around.
Just don't let it out.
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
In today's America Steals and Deals, Genevieve Gorder is here with a 2-for-1 deal on a handy gadget to freshen up your living space.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
The space we live in is so important to all of us, and that really starts with the base of a healthy, clean home, including the air that we breathe. And there are so many pollutants that can affect the air inside of our homes, from our pets, dust, allergens. What's the solution? Here's one. This is the Clean Light Air. It's super compact, easy to use. It even fits in the cup holder of your car. It's an air filter that can remove up to 99.9% of particles you don't want in your house, like smoke, odors, pet dander, air pollution. And this thing is small, but really mighty. It can purify up to 161 square feet at a time. So think about it in your office, your kid's dorm room, for a small bedroom. So many people love using these in the kitchen while they're cooking. Even if you've never thought about the air quality in your space before, you will absolutely feel the difference right away with this product. Place them anywhere your pet hangs out, or when you're going somewhere running errands, put it in your car. It's super quiet. It's super easy to use. And another thing I love, you can charge your devices at the same time. There's a USB port. Add your favorite essential oil to the sponge inside so the air will not only be clean, it will smell great. And today we're offering a 2-for-1. Both of these for the price of less than you normally pay for just one. Take advantage of this deal. Go to asadeals.com.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by the College of American Pathologists.
After all the shopping, planning, cooking, and traveling, nobody wants to spend the holidays in bed, sick, or maybe even the hospital fighting nasty viruses that continue to circle the globe. So how can you protect yourself and your children from winter respiratory illnesses? Joining us now is President of the College of American Pathologists, Dr. Donald Karcher. Dr. Karcher, can you tell us what's happening now with respiratory illnesses and how concerned should we be?
Respiratory illnesses are, once again on everybody's mind, and of course it's the holiday season. We are seeing an increase in respiratory infections in much of the country. Actually, that's happening in other countries as well, and this is not a surprise. This is typical for this time of year. These diseases always increase during the fall and winter months. One of the things, however, that is concerning is that the vaccination rate for these viral illnesses is really lagging in the U.S. right now. I think people probably a lot of people are vaxxed out, given what we've been through over the last few years. We're afraid that this is really putting people at risk, and that could certainly put a damper on holiday celebrations.
Why is testing still so important in corralling these illnesses?
Well, testing still is very important, in two settings. Number one, if you have symptoms, it's important maybe to know what infection you have. But also, if you know you're going to be around more vulnerable people, maybe with the upcoming holidays, even if you don't have symptoms, testing can detect the virus, which you may have even before you develop symptoms, and you can still transmit that virus to others. So that would be another reason to test. When you do have symptoms, these respiratory illnesses all have very similar symptoms. You can't really tell one from the other just from the symptoms. So that's where testing can really help. And, if you get a positive result, then maybe now you know what you're dealing with. But if you get a negative result, maybe you have ruled out one of those infections and now you're dealing with something else. Home tests are, great and convenient, but if you can keep getting a negative result and you're infected and you're worried about that infection, that would be the time maybe to consider getting a test run in a clinical laboratory. Those tests tend to be more sensitive and maybe allow infection earlier than the at-home tests.
Well, Dr. Karcher, thanks for this great information. Where can we go for more information?
Yeah, well, the College of American Pathologists website is a good source of information. If you go to newsroom@cap.org, you'll find a checklist of a whole list of things that we can all do to mitigate these respiratory infections.
Awesome. Great seeing you, man. Thanks so much for this great information. Take care. Still ahead, we're tracking the next weather maker. Baltimore expecting to see its first snow of this weekend. Coming up, meteorologist Amy Aronson is tracking all of it. But first, Do you have a party? Do you have an event that needs to be hot this year? Well, we got great party ideas, creative ideas coming up next.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
If you need fresh new ideas for your events in 2024, you're in luck. We're joined by Sparkle and Shine Creations EKC CEO Esther Kane Corbett, or Party Girl or Party Woman. Every event, every party, if it's Ravens, this is a lifetime Ravens fan right here. So Esther, okay, it's 2024. Give us these ideas for parties and events this year.
I would say that what's really popular right now is the whole silver balloons, like the huge silver balloons. Everyone now is learning how to do balloon craft, right?
Is that Beyonce?
That is all B, okay? That is all B. So if your event has multiple balloons in an array of different shapes and sizes, you're in the in.
Like we are right here.
You're in the in.
So this is the setup here. When you're doing your parties, this is the setup. So I see you got the karaoke microphone here.
No, this is my personal mic that I typically have in my purse at all times.
Okay.
Right? And so when you talk about what's different, what is it that you do differently? I bring my energy, which is different from everybody else's.
So you're bringing the party?
I'm bringing the party
event.
and the energy.
Okay, so let's say, so you got this setup. I see we have a backdrop here, so we can't have a backdrop without a model. Can we have Lady T? Is Lady T around?
Lady T!
Wait a minute. So now we're at the event, and you have the background set up. And so what is this? You have the 360 cameras.
Yes.
You have the regular cameras. Has Instagram changed the whole game?
For me, because I'm a little older, you know, over 50 plus, right? I'm not as social media savvy as I should be. Okay. Right? And so I own that. And so my business has grown, honestly, through word of mouth and other clients.
I love
right?
it.
And so if they look for social media, be like, Esther, well, you know, yeah, but it doesn't mean that I didn't produce this, and this.
But people are looking for images.
Yeah.
And Lady T is the queen of an image. So when you see her, and so I understand. So this is one of your feature cameras, right?
Yes.
So you have this. You can have, at a party, you can have shots. You can have the 360 camera of people doing different things. Yes. And again, you mentioned already the themes for this year. Silver balloons are big. Give us a couple more things that are hot as people are planning their parties for Valentine's Day and the rest.
Well, I mean, being original, really, right? And so whatever that looks like for you, because a great party is subjective. You know that, right?
So it has to be attached to your image.
It has to be attached to you.
So for me, it's going to be food.
Well, for me, it's going to be decor and parking.
Oh.
Right? So if someone asks me whether or not an event was good, I'll be like, well, the music was great, but they didn't have parking. Right? And so it's subjective. It's
You're
subjective,
right.
right?
You're right.
And
Lady
so,
T, for you, what's yours then? Lady T is going to be pictures. I'm going to answer for you.
It's going to be the selfies and the TikTok that I'm going to make by the afterwards, baby. Okay,
so again, you know, 2024, you need party ideas. Esther, how can people follow you and see what you're doing and get good ideas?
they can follow me by going to sparkleandshinecreations.com. They can also follow me, well, of course, Instagram is Sparkle and Shine EKC, because I didn't want it to be too long, right? I said I'm new to this social media platform space, right? But if you Google Sparkle and Shine and go on Facebook and put Esther Kane Corbett, Queen Esther, you're gonna find me.
Queen Esther, always great to see you now. We're just 24 hours away from what could be the first snow of the year. Amy's back. She's got the purple on. Amy, what does it look like? Give us the breakdown.
Yeah, a little bit of winter weather coming tomorrow. It's going to be a real sloppy mess out there, so keep that in mind if you're heading to any parties or the Ravens game tomorrow afternoon. We're going to start off with snow showers and slick spots in the morning. I'm giving it the yellow light through much of the afternoon because at that point we transition over to a rain-snow mix. More snow north and west, more rain south and east. Steady rain will take over in the evening and to wrap up your Saturday night, so at that point it's going to be pretty messy out there, just from rain instead of snow. Here's a look at where that weather maker is right now. It's well off to our south and west. That's going to track our direction over the next 24 hours. By this time tomorrow, we're going to be in the thick of it. So now let's time it out hour by hour. Today we're quiet. We're a little chilly out there today. We only make our way into the low 40s. We end up close to freezing this evening, and we'll stay there through tomorrow morning as that storm system pushes in. Snow to start, with temperatures hovering right around the freezing point. Pure snow doesn't last long. I think it's mostly a mix tomorrow of rain and snow showers. If you are north and west in Carroll County, you'll hold on to the snow a little longer. You even mix some ice in there. So I think more difficult travel as you head north and west through the afternoon, through the early evening hours. We all wrap up with some rain tomorrow night, and after that, we dry things out for your Sunday morning. We could be left behind with some lingering slick spots to start, especially with temperatures in the low 30s Sunday morning, depending on where you are. But by the afternoon, we're back in the mid 40s. Here's a look at how much snowfall we're expecting. The most is north and west, 1 to 3 inches there. A slushy 1 to 2 if you're right in the center. And then if you're south and east of Baltimore, most likely just a chilly rain, unfortunately. So we've got that winter storm warning for areas expecting the most snow. That's where the most travel impacts will be expected. If you're in the purple, northern Baltimore County through Harford County, winter weather advisory there. So yeah, some slick spots are possible. That's 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. for both. Now here's another look at the play out of what to expect for the day tomorrow. We'll start off with snow showers in the morning, a rain-snow mix through the afternoon, and then heavy rain to wrap things up tomorrow night. We are weather alert because of all of that, so keep that in mind. Leave extra time if you have to travel anywhere tomorrow, including to the Ravens game tomorrow afternoon. By Sunday, just a couple of leftover showers. After that, we're actually warming back up as a new weather maker moves in. This one will be a pure rainmaker come Tuesday because we'll see highs in the mid-50s at that point. Back to you.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Medtronic.
The world's smallest pacemakers are making a difference in cardiac care. Micro pacemakers are the size of large vitamin capsules, and the newest models have batteries that last between 16 and 17 years. Patient Michaela Davis joins us now with Dr. Rob Kowal to share her experience with Micro. Dr. Kowal, what is a pacemaker, and what are signs that someone may need one?
Great, pleasure to be with you. A pacemaker is a device that sits in the body and watches your heart rate. And if it is normal, it does nothing. But if your heart rate has gotten too slow, it will stimulate or pace the heart to restore a normal heart rate. And that's important because if your heart rate is too slow, you can have a range of symptoms from mild, like some fatigue, all the way to something severe like passing out, which can be really harmful.
Michaela, how did you learn you needed a pacemaker, and how did you find the treatment you needed?
Yeah, it was a pretty long journey for me. So my heart symptoms really started in high school with things like dizziness and heart palpitations, and went on for many years through college and my young professional life. It wasn't until I had some more severe symptoms, like Dr. Cowell was mentioning, that led to both a mini stroke, which I suffered while I was pregnant with my second child of 4 kiddos at home. And then I had a complete heart block where my heart stopped for 8 seconds. And that was really the trigger trigger that I needed something more significant and more permanent.
Michaela, given your experience, what would you like others who might be experiencing heart rhythm issues or might need a pacemaker to know?
It's so important to advocate for your own health and really to tune into your body's symptoms. I think we tend to, especially as females, kind of brush off some of those symptoms of maybe it's stress or something like that, but it could be something a lot more significant like it was in my case. And if I hadn't kept pushing and I hadn't kept advocating, I don't know that I would be here talking to you today. So it's really important to have those conversations with your doctor and find a doctor you're comfortable with so that you can get the long-term care that you need.
Interesting. Dr. Kowal, could you please tell us about the world's smallest pacemakers? How are these devices new or different from the previous versions? Pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, it's really the marriage of technology advancements in batteries and circuits with medical care. The original pacemakers were the size of a hockey puck because of the battery and circuitry requirements, and as a result, they had to be placed under the skin in the chest wall. And to get the impulse to the heart, we needed a wire or a lead. Current versions of those devices are now the size of an Oreo cookie, but because of advances in technology, we could drop that by another tenfold in size to the size of a vitamin tablet, so we could deliver it directly to the heart where it's actually needed. And in so doing, get rid of those wires or leads and get rid of the need to put it in a surgical pocket and get rid of the scar associated with it. It's really an amazing marriage of that technology with the need.
That's amazing. So, Doc, where can we learn more about the pacemakers and heart rhythm problems?
Yeah, we have some information at our site, medtronic.com/Micra, M-I-C-R-A, the name of the device. And there you can learn about the device, the benefits of pacing, and also the risks associated with it. Like any medical therapy, there are risks, and you should understand it. We only want people who need a pacemaker to get one. So if you need one and talking to your doctor, you really want to understand what the best type is for you so that you can get the outcome that Michaela has had here.
Doc and Michaela, thanks so much for joining us with this powerful information, okay?
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Sure, take care. Now, still ahead, how far is too far when it comes to requests from a bride? A big ask he's making on her fiance's best man that has some throwing out the phrase, she's a bridezilla. That's how they're saying it, too. She's a bride. Everyone knows a wedding day is often one of the most special days of a person's life, so it's only natural that they make the day all about them. But how far is too far? One bride is demanding her fiance's best man cut his mullet hairstyle before the wedding. And we wanted you to tell it, is the bride right or is she being a bridezilla? Most of you are saying she's a bridezilla. We got a great show lined up for Monday. First, Gwen Paltrow told us about the conscious uncoupling, and now there's bird nesting. A new type of divorce coming up on Monday's show. We'll chat about the newest trend and how it has us acting like birds.
Find out how to have your business featured on Be More Lifestyle. Email us at BeMoreLifestyleTV@foxbaltimore.com.
Have a great one. We'll see you Monday. Go Ravens.